This is real, as you can see. He used Tether, USDT, and sent the payment. So this is one of those cases of let's shoot first and ask questions later because the buyer is always right. Except this is the black web, right? The black hat web, pretty much, where the only person that's right is the person who has the bag. Well, maybe some people are, they want to have time with their family and go out on Saturday. You ever think about that? That's why business hours are from Monday through Fridays for most businesses, including shady stuff like this. So he failed once. Let's give him 2 more orders. Not 1, but 2 more orders. Yeah, as if nothing would go wrong. 460 for 2 more orders, even though the first one failed. He has issues. Gee, as if you don't have issues. AI didn't post this one. He can't even spell literally right. What is up, internet people? This is True Lava, back with some more forum disputes. And today, I have a very funny one. Obviously, the thumbnail probably says it all, but it was true. I thought it was something crazy, but it's not. It was something as simple as what you think it is. So stay tuned. So let's start out with a very high value amount, which is about almost $1,500 US dollars for basically a insider refund service. So for those of you who don't know what a refund is, it's basically where you purchase merchandise from a reputable seller and then you basically try to get your money back while keeping the merchandise. And then usually you can do that yourself, which is risky, or you can go on the dark webs, like right here, and hire a middleman to do the brokering for you, since they are, considered professionals at what they do. And then you get your money back while keeping your items. And then you basically pay them a fee, usually about 25 to 30%. I haven't checked last time. It's been a while since I even checked the rates, but it's around there. So in this case, this guy tried to do that to Amazon.com, and it's from a guy named Kromos. And as we check, he is very reputable. He has all the badges, really. High reputation, that's very high reputation, and been around for a while. So it's crazy that he had an issue. And there are screenshots of the conversation and proof of payment. So as you can see, this is proof of payment right here. The blockchain, there's no messing around, right? This is real, as you can see. He used Tether, USDT, and sent the payment. So we're talking real stuff here, folks. You can look it up online yourself if you really wanted to, but this is real, a transaction. So what happened was he's considered it a great job, but then he decided to deal without a middleman, right? So since he did it once already, but then had issues. So Lucas, our man of the hour, says, reply within 12 hours. To which he does, saying insider refunds are completely reliant on the insider. I offered him a refund multiple times. He said he wanted to wait. He did not ask me for a refund at any point. This scam report makes no sense. Drop any crypto address, can refund at any time. So this is one of those cases of let's shoot first and ask questions later because the buyer is always right. Except this is the black web, right? The black hat web, pretty much, where the only person that's right is the person who has the bag, which is pretty funny. So this guy really thought, oh, I'm the customer, I'm always right. But in this field, the only person that's right is the person that has the money. So you told me orders are going to be done throughout this week. Insider was away. Expect the refund latest by Saturday, but I hope for it much earlier. Sorry for delay. Saturday is worst case scenario. No problem. I completely understand that there's always delays, but this is on a Saturday. You didn't update me. Ignoring. What do you think? Well, maybe some people are, they want to have time with their family and go out on Saturday. You ever think about that? That's why business hours are from Monday through Fridays for most businesses, including shady stuff like this. But here it is, the wallets. So basically, he wants a refund, obviously. Exactly, I have 200, 300 DMs. Yeah, a reputable seller is busy, right? So don't expect people to be as fast, especially on a Saturday. If I was on, working on a Saturday, I'd be pissed myself too. But anyways, he did send a refund right here. Everyone's waiting for the orders to be completed. Is a middleman deal. So MM means middleman deal, meaning that funds are being moved around. There's a guy who's holding escrow, pretty much. For those of you who know what middleman is in this field, It means the guy who is the escrow. So he's holding funds for people and offer refunds to them. And he says he understands. He's not angry. He just wants to get his money back, which he did. So it looks like he has, and Lucas marked it as solved. So as you can see, this, even if high money can come down, the lesson is really the customer is not always right. In this case, he is right, but technically Chromos has the money, so he's right. So that's done. Now let's move on to the next one, and this one's hilarious. From the first episode of Forum Disputes, the case of this guy has no reputation. Well, let's just give him $500 kind of deal, right? Let's just give him a big bag. And we said, you know what? Fine, let's just do it. So this guy here pays $460 and basically asked for. So let's talk about it. Asked for a refund. He asked to pay up front, did it, and refund failed because he did not mention OTP in his form. Now, I don't know what that means at the top of my head. You guys can probably look it up. He admitted and offered a refund, but I gave him a chance to process 2 more orders. What is this guy thinking? So he failed once. Let's give him 2 more orders. Not 1, but 2 more orders. Yeah, as if nothing would go wrong. Instead of having 3 strikes, let's just do all 3 at once. Right? First strike, let's just do 3. All 3 at once. Ultimately, he did both the order after weeks, and then he got paranoid about everything. What? This guy schizo or what? I mean, the first order failed. Let's just give him 2 more orders. Not 1 order, but 2, right? He revealed me by saying I had received the product and cleaned the chat. The comments were all true. The comments here were all true. Whatever that means. He is the dumbest criminal ever. Though nobody can disagree he is not skilled, I'm still at a 460. Yeah, because the first order didn't fail. Let's just try and try again. You know that saying of, if you first don't succeed, try and try again? Well, this is exactly what happens. Try again. Let's just try 2 more times within succession, right? So isn't that great? Yeah, 460, and proof of payment is here. As you can see, no cap, right? This guy's actually did send the payment, 460 for 2 more orders, even though the first one failed. I mean, wow, great IQ guy. Additional information, he has A issues. Gee, as if you don't have issues. But I guess that makes sense, right? You get dumb and dumber together, and everything becomes the dumbest thing ever. He does not even understand how many people he gets from nulled LOL, and he treats them like shit. He literally lost 2 6K orders due to his dumbness. But I want to give him 2 more orders. Let's make it 2. Let's make it 3 orders failed, right? I can send proof of rebuild to Lucas personally, and then he wants this address. You know what? I'm curious. Let's just take a look real quick. Like, wow. I just want to really look. How does this boil down? This part, I don't even know what happened yet. Are you facing issues, bro? I'm not even trying to make things any of us. Bro, has it been over 72 hours yet? 71 precise. So I guess he can do some basic math, but doesn't understand much about, maybe the first order failed. Let's just not do business again, right? You take a loss, you move on. You might even file a report, right? On this forum. But, he doesn't. And then he's like, you really fed, bro? Just get this over with, bro. Well, you don't have to worry about it, bro. You can't say I refunded the order you sent, bro. Might as well put bro at the end of every sentence, right? I just gotta rebuild. You can check confirmation, bro. You just received him, so there's no reason you should have refund, bro. So stuff went down, and then he's like, Lucas comes in as usual. Reply within 12 hours. And then user got banned. The end. So what is the lesson of this report? First of all, let's take a look at his profile. That's the profile. We can look at it. Obviously, this is an order. In fact, it's even older than Chromos, even. But somehow, he has a reputation within that time span of actually 5 years. 1 like. But you know what? I'm going to give you $460. I know you failed the first order. Apparently, he said two 6K orders. That's two. I assume that's probably this. So that means he probably gave another one before that was probably 6K as well. So we're talking like $18,000 of merchandise here for 460. So if you're wondering, that's kind of the risk that these people are taking, right? If this is actually 3 times, right? 3 times 6 is 18. $18,000 of merchandise. All for like 460. This is for 2 orders, so it's $12,000 for 460. I mean, you think about that, right? That's the kind of profit margin that these people are willing to take. But it's just hilarious that the first one failed. So let's just do 2 more. 2 more in a row. Well done. Genius. And I guess this is how you know AI didn't write this article, right? AI didn't post this one. He can't even spell literally right. And, interpreting 2 6K, obviously I can interpret it. But yeah, that's just brilliant. All right, moving on. This one is a big one. A very high profile one, actually, against Goulion. Apparently, Goulion PM'd me on Telegram, which is weird, right? Why Telegram? Aren't you dealing this on the forums? For a Philip Prestige 9900, which I am looking for now. We made a deal and verified everything that this name, the same Goulion here. I captured every single thing as evidence. You cannot outsmart me, oh no. And guess what? So out of curiosity, I looked at his posts. So this is the original post. He wants to buy this item. So you won't be saying, what is that item, right? Well, I looked up on Amazon and this is what it is. So it's basically a toothbrush. The dude got scammed out of buying a toothbrush. Wow. A toothbrush. And I'm not even joking. This adds up, right? Philips 9900 toothbrush. Now this is very expensive, obviously. So he got scammed out of $100. So he wanted to pay this for $100. He wanted to get it for $100. Okay, and then proof of payment. Let's take a look. This is on Discord. It's weird, right? So when you buy stuff, if you buy stuff on a forum, it stays on the forum. Like you got to treat it like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens on this forum stays on the forum. You don't move it off on a different platform because this is what happens. Stuff can go down very shady. Impersonations are very common, especially in this field. As you can see, he sent about 0.003542 Bitcoin, which I guess is about $100, give or take. I'm too lazy to look it up for the conversion rate, but you can say it's $100, right? He sent it, perfect. I'll check out. So this is the same Goulion. Wow, you lost $100 trying to buy a toothbrush. Great job. From the negative rep he's getting, it seems like he's doing it to others, not just me. No, just me. Once again, I guess AI didn't write this one either. Everyone, please be careful. He changes around his Discord handle in the profile to clear his name. Okay, and here's another guy from a forum, as you can see. Well, first of all, let's take a look at Goulion, right? His profile. Whoa, it's crazy, right? 1,000 likes. One of the older forum members, right? Been around for 7+ years. It's crazy. So you look at it, it is legit. But one mistake I have to say for you, GT Yoshi, you gotta treat it like Vegas. If it happens on Vegas, it stays on Vegas. You do not move off to another platform unless you were dealing on that platform as well. And that's what happens. I think that's a lesson. But anyways, I tried to warn Castillo. He tried scamming me. Not enough proof though. I'm sorry you didn't see my rep before this occurred. I doubt he would try to make a case, but I can provide proof that he changed his Discord if needed. Just hit me up. Please though, use this as a lesson to never trust anyone and never go first just because they have a reputable profile. It's called an exit scam. So for those of you who don't know what exit scam is, it's basically where a high profile individual is about to just leave. He's never coming back. He wants to leave, and how is he gonna leave with? A bang. And that's exactly what an exit scam is. The goal is to get as much money as possible and leave and never come back, right? Just disappear from this section of the internet. And Goulion did respond, quite a long one actually. I'm sorry to hear that, I scammed you, but I didn't, right? He basically says that. I didn't. Unfortunately, some individuals are stealing my name because he made a Discord account and he bought a Nitro. That's exactly what he basically says. If you want to pause this video and read it, you can. But he basically says that his defense is that he bought Discord Nitro, and then he changed his name. But you'll see in a minute what he means. As you can see here, his response is, okay, Lucas has access to logs. Check that Goulion has changed his Discord handle as shown on his profile page within 9-hour time frame. His profile handle is 453. Within this report and open to me, he changed. And within this time, this report opened to me, he changed his handle to a different one. If you were interested, why would you change your Discord handle, right? Why would you? Your impersonator was using this Discord handle to convince me. And it's kind of like he's saying why change within a period, right? And then I reread your reply here. Do you have more than one account? Well, what does Goulion say? It is indeed my handle for almost 5 years now. However, here we go. This is the defense. I purchased a Nitro and changed my name to 0009. I updated my relevant threads. And basically, to summarize it for you guys so you guys get bored of me, he basically just says that he changed his stuff and he didn't care, right? And apparently, this guy, right, from earlier in the post above, PyCord said that someone tried to scam him. And it turns out someone's impersonating him. That's his defense. He says that someone, impersonated him. And it turns out, he always has a middleman and verifications to do stuff, right? Someone was using my old hashtag and profile picture name, right? And he claims that this guy is the impersonator, which is another high-profile individual, as you can see. So apparently it's either a serial impersonator or this guy above. I'm sorry for your loss, blah, blah, blah. He says that my only mistake here was not updating my Discord name in February when I purchased the Nitro. My dude, it's been 2 months. 2 months. You're a high-profile individual. What do you think is going to happen? Some people will just stalk you for days, and then as soon as you mess up a little bit, they'll get you. Right? That's just how it works. And then Lucas finally comes in and says, could you elaborate how you verified it was him? Asking for a code and not getting it back does not count as verification. Asking for a code is unsafe. Always ask for a picture of the chat. However, did you ask him for anything and did not wait for verification to pay? So what was the evidence? Remember, this is, by the way, guys, just want to remind you guys, this is over a toothbrush. So we can go back up here real quick. I believe it was this one. This is just him saying that that's his profile now. I mean, if you see this right here, so this is in French, but basically February 15, 2018, right? That's another way to quickly verify if someone's legit or not, right? They have to have the same date, the registration date. Otherwise, it's not possibly, a way to know for sure. So we can go by, that one's removed, unfortunately. This one is basically saying that, this is his updated, he updated his stuff. Here we go. This is what he's talking about. He's saying that reply me with the code. And then Goulion's like, what? What are you talking about? So this was how GT Yoshi decided to verify, even though he didn't even respond back. I mean, why would you send transaction payment if the guy on the forum didn't even give you the code? Why would you send the payment? I'll tell you what, that toothbrush can wait another day. I don't know why you need your toothbrush so fast. If you really need one, you can always buy another one. It doesn't make sense. And this is when PyCord straight up be like, hello, mate, I never talked to you. Do you have someone impersonate me? Can you send screenshots? Or you're negative repping me? Right? Isn't that kind of strange, right? So that was when this guy repped him, negatively repped him, which is not great. You never want to do that in business. In this field, you always want the highest rep possible, ideally 100%. To continue what GT Yoshi, I guess at this point it was Benja, shouldn't it be the user's responsibility to keep their Discord information updated? I would say yes, especially Discord, because you can change it, people can change stuff around. You always want to keep it up to date, especially if you have a very reputable profile. People are going to watch your every move, really. I initially considered some account hacked when reading this thread. It's silly to hear they changed his name and forgot to update his profile. Yeah, I agree. Sure, it wasn't Gulion who did scamming, but it was under his name, and he said it on his profile. Yep. I remember one of the staff posting to like verify their Discord profile by copying their Discord from the null profile, obviously. But like I said, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You don't want to deal off. There's one more. Let's go back to that real quick because it's pretty important. Okay, his response is, what I don't understand is, why don't you try to elaborate? Why does this seem silly to you? Do you think I spent 24 hours in this forum and the first thing that happened in mine was, I gotta change my Discord? Basically what he's saying is, oh, do I have a no life? And I'm like, well, if you deal in business, you gotta make sure, keep your things up to date. Otherwise, stuff like this can happen. Okay. And Lucas says, it's actually true that you are partially responsible for this. If you just change your Discord after 1 month of having a new name and someone took advantage of it, it is still your Discord shown on your profile. In this case, it does make sense, right? Like I said, people can easily impersonate you, especially if you try to change your name, especially on Discord. Discord has a lot of scamming going on. Same would happen if it were my Discord and I forgot to change in my profile. You may not be active, but you replied to him instantly, so you were not away or offline or anything else that would make it impossible for you to change to anyone. So basically, Lucas is saying you responded pretty fast, so there's no excuse that you couldn't just update your profile. Being careless when it comes to your contact information can get utterly scammed. Anything posted in your as roles, this includes stuff that you don't own anymore. This makes you liable to refund or compensate OP and whoever gets scammed for 50% of what they lost. I just forgot how much it was lost. Like, it was $100, I believe. $50. And Gulian says, thank you for sharing your thoughts, but I would disrespectfully disagree because I don't have responsibility to, have a stuff, right? And he basically tries to say that, it wasn't his responsibility, but it was. Obviously it was. And saying that the person scammed you, took advantage of the situation, and used contact information that was displayed. To emphasize, there is a 5-hour gap between the payment made by the scammer and me failing to verify, which in itself speaks volumes. I mean, my thoughts about this. No rules establish any responsibility for any outdated contact information. So what was my take on this? Buyers, if you're buying from any online forum, if you want some sort of insurance, make sure it stays on that platform, right? Don't move it off somewhere else, because as soon as you move off to another platform, it's scammer's paradise, baby. That's how it works, So what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens on this platform stays on this platform. You don't want to move it off anywhere else. And then Lucas finally wraps it up saying that you are mistaken for so many reasons. Here's your flaws. Your profile showing an incorrect name could put people trusting the impersonator. The scam is not sophisticated. It's a classic impersonation scam that can be prevented by you correcting your profile change, which is true. The scammer took advantage of your mistake. Keyword, your mistake. That's true. Opportunist. The customer is not responsible for your carelessness when it comes to updating your contact information, which is true. So, unfortunately, the side is basically saying, if you're not actively communicating with anyone else, you should reply, not me, or my Discord is blah, blah, blah. You misinterpreted the rule I quoted. You are responsible for what is posted on your account. So basically, in the end, unfortunately, Gulion is now banned. So the lesson is, if you are a high reputable person, it's your responsibility to keep things up to date. That way people don't get scammed. Imagine if Elon Musk, changed his Twitter handle and then someone else took that name, Elon Musk. Can you imagine how many people get scammed on Twitter if that happened? So yes, it is your responsibility to make sure things are up to date. And the buyer, tell you what, next time you buy a toothbrush, go to Amazon. And that was a pretty long one, guys. Kind of crazy, right? We went from, how a high-profile individual would handle it properly to the opposite of a guy was too lazy to update his Discord. That's all for now, guys. If you guys enjoyed this episode of Forum Disputes, consider subscribing, dropping a like, and if you have any feedback or comments, leave them down below. I'll respond to them. And thank you all for watching.